with that. So I would like to just get started and open the session. First of all, my name is Tim Fan. I'm the head of APAC for Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative, Jesse. And it's such a great pleasure for me to open this session. Actually, it's our first session in collaboration with Gree at the COP30. So it's great to be here. And also, let me just go to the theme of this session so everyone can have that in mind. So what we been developing, the agenda for this session, particularly the focus is primarily about the green manufacturing and the global actions. And we want to put a special angle to this. That's what Jesse is standing for, is looking for digital pathways to a sustainable industry. I'm going to welcome some of our guests here, but I'll give them each an introduction before they come up and speak. But the reason why we work with Gree, obviously there are two reasons. And one is Gree stands for China's manufacturing capacity at the highest level in terms of industrial manufacturing. For a long period of time, Gree has been leading China in terms of the production of high efficiency cooling system, air conditioning system, and heat pumps. And we all know that that means a lot in terms of addressing the global issue of energy efficiency. And I think particularly for COP30, we have a focus, very, very high level about the renewable energy and energy efficiency. And Gree, I think in this session, we agreed that we are focusing on the energy efficiency part. So the manufacturing sector, when we sit down and look at the figure, it actually accounts for nearly 1/3 of global emission. It's not only part of the challenge, but also part of the solution. So this session is really designed to explore precisely that solution space and basically grounded that in real world case and collaborative actions. So in a moment, let us first of all welcome some of the high-level speakers to open the stage. Mr. Nitin Arora, lead of the UN Global Innovation Hub, will offer us a multilateral perspective on climate innovation. So let's first welcome Nitin.
Thank you, Tim, for organizing this event here at our side event room. Just to let you know that this event is being organized, co-hosted with UN Climate Change Global Innovation Hub. So we are happy to have you, Jesse and Gree, in our space. My name is Nitin Arora. I'm leading the work of UN Climate Change Global Innovation Hub that started as a initiative of UNFCCC back in 2021 at COP26 in Glasgow. At the UN Global Innovation Hub, our focus is on harnessing innovation to accelerate climate and development goals in a way that benefits both people and planet. So our focus is people-focused, human-centric approach. And in order to achieve that, we work to bridge this gap by bringing frontier technology, policy frameworks, and finance, turning ideas into scalable solutions that can transform systematically. That said, digitalization and intelligent manufacturing are pertinent consideration in this regard. They enable smarter resource uses. You mentioned about Gree's work in the area of efficient cooling systems. So we are happy to hear from the panel discussion later about this efficient cooling system, that solutions that you are bringing in. We also focus on real-time optimization and cleaner productions, making so that it is possible to make decarbonization not only possible, but also profitable and inclusive. We see innovation as a means to create shared prosperity, not just efficiency gains. And to achieve this, it is essential to think systematically, connecting technology with skills, governance, and equitable access. A just energy transition requires that the benefit of digital and intelligent solutions reaches to all communities, industries, and regions. By fostering collaboration between the public and private sector, we can build the framework that allows innovation to flourish responsibly and sustainably, ensuring that progress leaves no one behind. At the Innovation Hub, we work on bringing together scientists, policymakers, investors, and communities to explore how innovations such as AI, automation, and digital infrastructure and others can align with long-term sustainability goals. Through anticipatory governance and systemic designs, we can unlock innovation pathways that are not only efficient, but also ethical, inclusive, and climate resilient. Finally, achieving efficiency for all demands, collaboration across borders and sectors. Governments can align incentives, the private sector can scale out breakthrough solutions, and financiers can de-risk investments that drive real change. When these actors come together, it becomes more than a technological solution only. So ensuring that innovation becomes a force for equity, resilience, and prosperity across the planet. With that, I'll stop here and wish you all the luck in your panel discussion. So over to you, back to you, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you, Nitin. And I should thank also UN Global Innovation Hub to support us, many of our partners at COP30 to offer a space and also support us to connect us with different organizations. So next one is really about the key player in this session, which is Gree. So we have representation of Gree here with us, the general manager for Brazil, Mr. Chen. Please come up to the stage. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Jesse and the United Nations Global Innovation for putting together this event. I'm Nicholas, the general manager of Gree Brazil. I think it's wrong. I should go the first page. Yeah, next one. The climate crisis won't be solved by wishes alone. It'll be solved by technology we built and standards we set together. Here at Gree, our 77 production bases produces products that we sell to over 190 countries and regions across the world, and we have over 200 million users across the world. And last year in 2024, we once again won the #1 position as the biggest manufacturer of air conditioner all over the world. But our real strength lies in our 17 research institutes and over 130,000 patents. That's on average 24 patents generated per day. We do not just make products, we make solutions. Here, I would like to give you some cases to show you some of the ways that we are delivering. First, our solar-powered air conditioner do not just reduce emissions, they eliminate them. Next, please. If widely adopted, this technology, it could prevent more than 100 billion tons of carbon by 2050 and help to limit the global warming by 0.5 degree. Next. And now we are on the way to that goal. We have already implanted this technology in more than 12,000 projects in more than 35 countries and regions across the world. Next, please. Second, our circular economy program has processed over 45 million electric appliances, old appliances, through our 6 recycling centers in China, cutting 2.25 million tons of carbon already. Next, please. Our smart factory, we call it lights out factory in China. They produce every 15 seconds, one set of air conditioner. We improve the efficiency to the maximum, and while cutting 36,700 tons of carbon per year. Next. So why Gree do this? Because back in 2005, we made a simple promise for greener lands and bluer skies. Please, next. Technology without standards is just a prototype. That's why Gree led the creation of several international standards. Earlier this year, we just launched these two international standards, one for compressor efficiency, another one for centrifugal system performance. These are not just documents. They are rule book for the whole industry for a sustainable cooling worldwide. Next, please. So here's our call to action to everyone in the industry. Join us by adopting these standards and share technology widely, because when we set the bar high enough, everyone rises together. The greener future isn't coming. We are building it right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chen. And I had the pleasure of visiting Gree's manufacturing site in Hangzhou and also their headquarters. And I was visiting with my CEO, my boss, Luis Neves, and we had a real-time firsthand experience seeing how efficient the manufacturing part was. And we were told that story also about the solution part. So now let's go to the next presentation given to us by Mr. Luis Neves, CEO of GESI, to give us a overview of our purpose-driven digital transformation in the industrial sector, and particularly related to Gree. Luis, please.
Thank you so much, Tim, and good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure being here with so many friends. And before I enter the traditional type of speech, I would like to make a few considerations to make the meeting more interesting, which I think we need. But let me tell you one thing, is that we cannot live in silos. So GESI was a siloed organization. We were a telecommunications industry association. Now we are a platform. We bring together technology, energy, education, finance, and many others. And why? Because digital and sustainability are two horizontal layers of every single industry in the planet. So I don't like to go to energy meetings or to agricultural meetings or to motor or meetings or whatever. We need to come together because our problems are common problems. And we have a common challenge, which is climate change, between others. We can only resolve these problems if we join forces together. And that's why I would like to make GESI a global platform. Today, we are more than 60 companies in the private sector, more than 100 organizations coming from different areas like education, but also other industry associations. And together we are building a new ecosystem. And we are working with UN Global Innovation Hub as our main platform to leverage this, because this is the place where we need to be. We need to work with United Nations, we need to work with this agenda, and we need to bring our technology, our capacities, really to respond to climate change. Otherwise, this will be only conversation. So we need to go on action and implementation. And as Tim said, recently I was in China. I've been to China many times, by the way. My first trip to China was in 2002 at visiting Huawei, our first member in China. Today we have more than 1, we have more than 10, we are targeting more than 20 next June. And why? Because China is the most efficient country in the planet. if you go to, if I remember my first time in China in 2002, and today is a huge, huge difference. It was unthinkable in 2002 that I would see China as I saw it today. This is a country that will be making a difference. And we see that difference already happening also in terms of climate change. China was under criticism many years ago about, being a polluting country. Today, China is leading the green agenda in many different areas. And Gree is an example of that. I could give you other examples like Longi, another of our members in the photovoltaic. They produce the most efficient solar panels in the planet. So you see all these amazing developments and technological developments. And this is also coming. Why? Because the educational system is providing for this to happen. When I visited the Huawei campus, the last one in Shanghai, you have 30,000 engineers, just thinking about making the world a better place, providing technology for people, access to technology, access to infrastructure, access to the best solutions in the planet. At the same time, getting the efficiencies that will be responding to the climate change challenges that we are facing. And so when I visited the Gree factory with Tim and I met Shaman woman Dong at the factory, I was amazed. I still remember one thing that happened when I was looking at the washing machine where you put a coin on the vertical and the washing machine is working at fast speed and the coin is still hanging on the vertical. So it was not even moving. You can only achieve this through research and smart people working in the factories where you saw smart solutions. And I saw many, and I was amazed to visit the Hangzhou, the factory as well, full automation, full efficiency. And I think the numbers you gave, they are real. Yeah. Sure that through collective action, we gather our capabilities together and we drive the efficiencies that need to take place. So I was listening to you, Mr. Schenk, and you reminded us that green manufacturing is not only a Chinese ambition, is a Chinese contribution to the world. What you saw is a real contribution. And from the photovoltaic air conditionings in Saudi Arabia to energy efficient innovation in Brazil that you showed. And at GESI, we'd like to echo this spirit of applied transformation. And we bring your sector together with the digital sector. We have the digital companies with us. You had Google here in the morning, just before this session, but we have all those companies in the digital world and the other industry sectors like energy coming together, using the power of technology to drive efficiency and to drive a better and more sustainable planet. So I would like to share three brief reflections from the GESI's work with our global members and partners. And by the way, altogether at GESI, we represent $4 trillion in terms of market value. We are a huge organization. We are by far the biggest organization in the planet right now, if we think about market value in terms of our members. But let me share, the three reflections. First, I think that we must treat AI and digital platforms as infrastructure, not as tools. We need AI as an infrastructure because that will drive the sustainable planet. If we think about AI as a tool, will not go anywhere. So AI must be an infrastructure. That means embedding AI into supply chains, factories, product systems, emissions management, with the same seriousness as physical capital investment. And so in this regard, our members, including Gree, Google, Huawei, Tencent, Longi, and many others, are already deploying AI-powered solutions across smart cooling, distributed renewables, and predictive energy optimization. So these are only some examples. And so think about AI as an infrastructure. Second, we must ensure that these technologies are designed and deployed with purpose. Because this is not only about having more technologies. Technologies have a purpose. The purpose is to serve people. We need technologies for people, for climate, for the good things. And if you think about digital technologies, we can do a lot. And that's why we also started two things at Jesse. We have our Digital with Purpose movement. We want to bring the companies and all of our members around this concept of being an organization with purpose. And we also think about AI with purpose. This is about to help businesses to align their digital strategies with measurable sustainability outcomes and long-term value creation. So this is not about talking, this is about action. And for that, we created a framework to measure performance, and many of our members are using the framework, and we are certifying our members which evolve in the right direction in our framework. And so not all of our members are yet members of Digital with Purpose. So those that are not, like Gree, which is not, but Gree is a recent member. Gree joined Jesse only 2 months ago. We would like to invite them to be members of this initiative, as well as many of you in this room. And finally, and perhaps the most important, as we are at COP30, I think we must stop separating industrial ambition from climate implementation. Smart manufacturing is not an industrial agenda. It is a climate agenda. Digital supply chains are not tech sector innovations. They are systemic enablers of Scope 3 decarbonization. Smart cooling goes beyond comfort. It plays a critical role in delivering equitable access to efficiency, especially in vulnerable geographies. So today's roundtable will spotlight just that. I look forward to hearing from you and how they are building the digital foundations of a just energy transition. So let me conclude by saying let's move from infrastructure to impact, from innovation to purpose, and from ambition to implementation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you very much for that remarks and also the insights into how digital AI could actually serve us better. Actually, the theme for this roundtable, I want to remind, is efficiency for all. So where that title carries is a lot of weight. It's not only about an energy goal, but as a social contract. Basically asks us to think about how benefits of smart, sustainable technologies can reach across borders and supply chains into homes, cities, and vulnerable communities. Actually, when you come into this pavilion, some of you might have noticed, some probably haven't yet, but there are some air conditioners working for us now in this pavilion when we are talking about climate change. Those air conditioners are provided by Gree. So actually they come afar. Or manufactured here in Gree's general production line. So this is the moment that reflects Jesse's core mission, which is enabling sustainability through digital innovation. We really wanted to foster cross-sectoral connection and discussions around how technology can serve us better in terms of the sustainability. So what we're going to do next is really symbolic and very important is Gree is going to come up to stage, and Mr. Chen particularly is going to tell us how they want to launch and their envision about global joint initiative for creating a green future, which outlines scalable industrial pathways for decarbonization. And at this session here today, after Gree's initiatives, we'll invite other partners of Jesse, members of Jesse, to come onto the stage. We can join Gree in this collective initiative to promote a sustainable development in the industrial sector particularly, but not limited to that. So Mr. Chen, again, I'd like to invite you onto the stage to announce this.
Thank you. To all our industry partners and friends from all sectors of the society, with the increasing frequency of extreme climate events and escalating climate risks, we hereby call on nations to strengthen climate adaptation and resilience building, grounded in science and with focus on the present and future. Our specific proposals are as follows. First, for industrial sectors, replace high consumption facilities with efficient system to build a zero carbon manufacturing foundation. Second, for building sectors, replace traditional units with efficient system to set benchmark for low carbon buildings. Third, for transportation sector, replace inefficient temperature control with the smart energy management to advance green mobility. Fourth, for household sector, replace high efficiency, high energy consumption products with healthy and energy saving appliances to promote low carbon living. Fifth, big data development, replace traditional condensation with smart thermal management to ensure efficient and low carbon operations. Cooling the planet and securing a prosperous future for humanity requires collective effort. Only by leveraging technological innovation as the agent and the global cooperation as the bond can we address the challenges of climate governance. Gree Electric Appliances is committed to sharing its technology and expertise and collaborative platform, deepening cooperation with industry partners to drive decarbonization platform, to drive decarbonization through innovation. Let us join hands, leverage cutting-edge technology to reduce carbon emissions across industries and take concrete actions to protect our planet. Initiator, Gree Electric Appliances, November 11th, 2025. Thank you.
So now we'd like to invite some of our guests here today to come up to the stage and come to this collective call for action. What Gree just mentioned in terms of the initiative for a green future, I think it resonates with also some of other members as well on here with us, especially some of our Chinese corporate members. So first of all, we'd like to invite Niting from Global Innovation Hub, Luis from Jesse, to come onto the stage, and we're going to do this all together in a photo, supporting this collective initiative. Gree, of course, Mr. Chen. And I would like to invite also Yinya from Tencent, Yusen from Ali Cloud, and also Huawei. Please, Mr. Yang, president of HHSTU, our members, Jesse member. So we come up to the stage, and there's a banner I heard. It will spread out and put it into your hands. You please just spread out, everyone. You can hold that and we can. All right. So thank you all very much. We're witnessing this milestone, basically to bring Jesse members together on this cross-sectoral collective initiative to bring digital for good. So next, which is the final part of today's discussion, because we have very dynamic, diverse group in the room representing also China's best in terms of manufacturing capacity, but also digital AI capacity. We'd like to sort of bounce off some ideas among the group and sort of offer some inspirations and also actions as well. So we're moving to a roundtable discussion. I'll moderate that, but featuring three partners, three members of Jesse, Gree, and Alibaba Cloud, and Tencent, each representing unique solutions to drive smart, inclusive, and digital-enabled energy transition. So I would like to welcome Mr. Chen again onto the stage, and Yingya from Tencent, and also Mr. Chen Yusen from Ali Cloud. Please come up to the stage. So I think I'll sit here with the moderator. So yeah. So just to make sure your microphone is on and switch to push it onward. Right. So well, let me first of all say thank you very much for being with us today. And I know what's on the stage here is quite powerful, actually, for those who hasn't really take a pause in time and realize, basically we have China's biggest IT company, we call BAT, but basically we have AT here. So except for, I think that's chair is reserved for Baidu. So anyways, it's but this is an interesting combination when you actually realize you have industrial manufacturing sector sitting in a room with high-tech IT digital technology. So it's a kind of an interesting mix. And we're going to do a little bit of kind of a cross-sectoral discussion here. Basically, what we're trying to focus on is we know that COP30, we have a really target to double energy efficiency at the very forefront of this year's action platform. So we're kind of wondering how digital and intelligent manufacturing can support that global goal to double energy efficiency and the role of AI data platforms in transforming green supply chain. So when we have all of you in a room, maybe I'll just get started with first of talking to Gree, maybe, and then move on to maybe Alibaba and Tencent, each sharing some perspective. First of all, Gree, Mr. Chen, are you able to share with us? We know that Gree has done quite a lot in terms of improving efficiency of your manufacturing, but share some examples from smart factories and digital production lines. Using the AI-based energy tracking and improving your efficiency.
Yeah, one of the examples that I would like to talk about is our factory in China, and that I had the opportunity to including take some of my Brazilian clients and to China to show them. We call lights out factory in Zhuhai. Adopting the AI technology, and we could to mount air conditioners without human force, and so all robots, and we got to improve the efficiency to the full maximum, and we got to mount one set of air conditioner in 17 seconds, 15 seconds, one set of air conditioner. So this is the AI that we adopted, and to reduce carbon emission. It's just one of example, but I would really like to talk about the technology that we developed in the solar solutions that helped to help the Orange Media, the Saudi, which is one of the regions in the world that has a big shortage of electricity and power. And now this technology has been widely adopted in 35 countries in the world, and in more than 113,000 projects. And that's just some of the efforts, some of the examples that we use our technology to help to reduce emission and carbon in the world.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. That's very, very insightful. When you think about combining the manufacturing industry with the information technology, how much improvement you can actually achieve. It's very encouraging. Next, I would like to go to Alibaba Cloud, and particularly Mr. Chen Yusen, welcome to this session as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we know you're Senior Vice President of Alibaba Cloud, and you have a large responsibility, but exactly how does the cloud-enabled technology empower industrial decarbonization? That's a very specific areas. I know you are partnering with the International Olympics Committee on sports events like Paris. But when we actually go to industrial decarbonization, what can you offer, and what is the possibility and potential from your perspective?
Okay, in my opinion, I think one is for our like data center, because nowadays because it's AI centric, like a lot of big companies among the world, they're building like more and more data centers there, and the data center is using like more and more powers, so the power efficient is very important. That side, we could use our like AI technology to reduce to enhance the power efficiency in our data center. I remember, let me check the number. Last day, my colleague sent me our like power efficiency is among the best in the world at 1.09 PUE. Sorry, I don't know this number, but they tell me it's a very good number. And another thing is that, as you mentioned, because sorry, what is the last question?
My question is how you envision, for example, the cloud-enabled technology empower industrial decarbonization, particularly for this sector that Mr. Chen is representing.
Okay, yeah, and nowadays, like we'll have I think in another way, not like a very basic level, we're open source our like base model or Queen. And it's like one of the, I think it do have the largest ecosystem among the world for a large language model. So I think a lot of like researchers and some other guys in the like maybe climate industry, they could use this model to do some like post training to make this model work for their purpose, like to do some like carbon reduction or anything like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So next one, I'm very interested in also hearing perspective from our friend from Tencent, Yingya here. And Yingya, we'll have a session tomorrow together with the UNFCCC and Jesse to launch the United Nations Solution Hub, which is a digital platform to connect solutions to the climate actions. So that's the agenda of tomorrow. But you're very much behind this in terms of developing the technical infrastructure support system to make this work. But today we're talking about this different context about manufacturing industrial sector. What is your view about how IoT and AI can basically enable the industrial sector to decarbonize?
Yeah, I'm also behind all those AI and IoT energy efficiency projects in Tencent. So at least I will see two directions. The one direction is that IoT and AI should be an enabling power for our industrial partners to utilize throughout their processes. We also actually use those technologies inside our data centers. For example, 5 years ago, we started to recover waste heat from our data centers. That means now each data center in our operation recovers waste heat for distributed heating, and that saves 4,000 tons of carbon dioxide every year. And the whole process is surely powered by AI and IoT infrastructure. And the second direction is that we also support exploratory projects that is, very cutting edge, but maybe it also very complex and will fail sometimes. But we did succeed in one application that was started 3 years ago in a short process steel plant. Short process steel plant consumes enormous power. It can up to 40 megawatts. And the whole production process is considered very complex. They produce like hundreds types of steels through different procedures. And so to support such kind of a steel plant, you need a coal power plant and a very rigid grid. But on the other side, we think, no, even if it's so complex, if we use AI and digitalization, it's not complex anymore. So we started to use AI to schedule those complex production plan 3 years ago, and now it can, shift their power demand for 40% in 2 hours to cope with the local renewable generation. So that's at least what we think this kinds of technology can also be applied to any job shops or flow shops of manufacturers in the world.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that example. I think it's a really great example how far you can go with the very traditional industry, basically steel manufacturing, and it's the at the very challenging part of the sort of turning into transition in terms of energy use. Certainly, it's inspiring how much AI and digital can do. Now, let's go to the next round of questions, and this is putting in context, particularly about Brazil and Latin American perspective. I know that Gree started about 25 years ago to develop your production line here in Brazil and also supply a lot of public projects and households with your high efficiency air conditioning system. How do you, can you share some of your perspective about the local partnerships and in terms of the insights into how these high efficiency systems actually work in Brazil, particularly in this area? We know in Amazon area particularly, you have participated in some big projects also in terms of energy supply. How does that work in Brazil's context?
Yeah, Gree entered the Brazilian market in 1990s, and in 2001 we built the first factory in Manaus, and it was also the first Chinese factory in the segment of home appliances that had a factory in Brazil. So we had some experiences in operation here in Brazil, especially we called localization. The first is about the factory, right? We started the factory here to produce not just products, but also to move the whole supply chain here in Brazil. Otherwise, we would have to import products from China, and that's a lot of emission of carbon, right? But now we do everything here in Brazil, and we sell from Manaus. So that's a lot of upgrades in reducing emissions. And also, on the other hand, by this factory, we solved a lot of problems of employment. We created jobs in Manaus. We moved the guys from the rainforest to the city. So it's actually another way, indirectly, we help to reduce the carbon and as well. And another point I would like to say that we have a very robust team for R&D in Manaus. We even have a laboratory authorized by the Brazilian government to do a lot of innovations, tests, and to develop new products. And over more than 20 years, Gree has always been the leading company to help the Brazilian market to have new products like inverter products, photovoltaic products, and the newest refrigeration gas that is the most efficient products in the Brazilian market. For over 10 consecutive years, Gree was ranked won the prize for ProCell. It is the presidential efficiency and energy efficiency prize in Brazil, which is the highest level of products in terms of energy efficiency. And also, we do not just make products, high efficiency product. We make marketing here in Brazil. We help to educate the Brazilian consumers to use high efficiency products. We do a lot of trainings for installers to help them to get used to do installation and to do maintenance of the most efficient products. And last but not least, we also have we do not just follow the standards of Brazilian market. We help the Brazilian government. We keep a very frequent dialogue with the Brazilian government to create standards. Over the last 5 years, we help to upgrade 3 times the coefficient energy efficiency standards in Brazil. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. And I think that really deserves a lot of applause and attention because exactly at this COP, we heard there was a lot of discussion about capacity building, just energy transitions. So what Gree is actually doing in action to transfer that knowledge to Brazil and also localize all the capacity here is actually a classic example. Other Chinese companies could follow in terms of going overseas. This is not going overseas. This is internationalization, localization, working at the same time to provide capacity for a country in growth and in transition. So thank you very much. And next, I'd like to go to Mr. Chen from Ali Cloud and also share some perspective about how you mentioned about open source and there's open digital tools and infrastructure and how that facilitate the capacity building in the developing countries and in other countries. We're talking about just energy transition, and part of that is really about capacity building and digital and AI. And these tools can be used to advance that by a great deal. So where do you see that Alibaba Cloud is working in terms of localizing that knowledge and transfer the capacity in different regions and geographies?
Great, thanks. I could share a very short story about how we could use AI to help do the carbon reduction. Not as Alibaba Cloud, because for Alibaba Group, we do have a logistic business here in China and outside of the world is Cainiao. So we have that side, we have our own logistic business, and we use a lot of AI tools to improve our efficiency. And also, I'm also here in charge of our Alibaba Cloud Latin America business. So we do have a local big customers. They do have they have a lot of stores among Mexico, and they used to use a lot of trucks to deliver goods for each stores. They use but before they don't have a very good optimization for the road and the truck road and the time, so they spend more and more times, more trucks on the road. That side they will spend more time and use more fuel and generate more carbon. After we give them maybe a better system and using AI to help them optimize the road. After that, we help them to reduce. Maybe I could not say the number, but it's huge amount of time and money. So I think in that way, because maybe their first purpose is to reduce money, but as a result, they also reduce the carbon generation. So I think that's a good little story how AI could help local customer or local companies to reduce their carbon generation.
Thank you very much. That's a great example. Also, you're sharing with us now with the digital AI, how that can actually help different industries and different regions as well. Now, I'd like to go back to Ying-Ya from Tencent again. And we know that, before the UN Solution Hub, and you actually started working on a special project that actually provides a lot of know-how and experience, and which is helpful for what we're working on now, and it's 10 Live. So basically, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, it started on this project, and one particular elements of that, as you move forward, is to work with Africa. In that region, particularly looking at the needs for climate adaptation, climate mitigation. So can you offer some insight, not necessarily about Africa, but in general, how this can help different regions and countries to benefit from this infrastructure?
Yeah, sure. Tencent operates one of the largest social media and online communication system Weixin, WeChat. So we truly believe in the power of information in shaping the ecosystem gradually to everyone. So that being said, we really hope more trusted, vetted knowledge about climate solutions and best practices like G and Ali has just shared to flow not only to be shared not only during conferences but also online at any time to whoever who tackles similar problems. So with that belief in mind, we started 3 years ago supporting different initiatives, mainly concentrating on open knowledge sharing platforms. And one of the projects is like about Africa. You know, nowadays, 70% of climate-related investments on the market is still located in Europe and American states. So, and one of the largest barrier, you won't believe, one of the largest barrier is information transparency. So too many investors just complain, oh, I don't know about what's happening in Africa, and I don't believe this project is true. So, the governments from the African countries obviously also realize it's a problem. And so starting from this year, we are cooperating with the Kenya Climate Envoy office where they will collect and verify green projects information and also their needs. And then we will support with online infrastructure to help them publish those information in various languages and to be accessible from the global. So with that platform, we hope anyone in the world can openly access those information with their cell phone, with their PC easily. And they will know, okay, oh, there's a cooling project needed and solutions, EPCs, equipments, investments are needed. So we really hope that more projects like this can help those information flow freely around the world.
Thank you. That's a lovely idea to hear. Basically, you know, how we bridge all the demands and needs together in terms of envision for climate actions, and also to sort of reduce that divide, and because of knowledge divide and gaps in terms of information. That's how wonderful, you know, the information digital technology is to bring to us those benefits that we don't have. So before we conclude, maybe just we have 5 minutes. So I'd like to go to each one of them, maybe to summarize in 1 or 2 sentences. We have a title here, Efficiency for All, how cooling system can drive a just energy transition. And I'd like to maybe just offer some of your thoughts on how digital solutions and information technology can help us to achieve better, just energy transition and achieve efficiency for all. So just coming back to our title and whatever comes to your mind, please offer us in a couple of sentences. Maybe I'll go from Alibaba Cloud this time because you know, every time we go this sequence, we have to reverse that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I'm not an expert for like our data center, so I couldn't go to the details for how we could use like smart cooling system or any, maybe now it's more like fan cooling, maybe later water cooling system to help our data center be more efficient. But I think based on all the like system, we still need like very smart brain in above that or on top on bottom that. So I think after we have like enough good equipment, we still need a like very smart brain, like which is AI, to optimize all the things here. So by that way, I think no matter like we build how many like big data, how big the data center, we still could make it more efficiency. That will save a lot of power for us. Thanks.
Thank you, Yusen. Please, Yin.
Yeah, from my side, I think digitalization can enable cooling technologies to be smart to achieve higher efficiency. That's on one side. On the other side, digitalization can help smart cooling solutions to reach broader audience to the globe.
Thank you. Finally, Mr.
All right, I like to cite what our president simply always said. We have to master core technology, and because like I said at the beginning, the climate crisis won't be solved by wishes alone. It'll be solved by technologies, right? So we have to master core technologies and put investment in innovation in R&D. That's the core of the business. And second, we have to not just follow standards, not follow rules. We have to be we have to create standard. We have to write the rules. And last but not least, we have to share, right? This is the word for sharing and adapting technologies, AI, big data. We start sharing and get an effect of how to say synergy to cut carbon emission. That's all.
Well, thank you so much. Now, I think those are wonderful perspectives to come together to become conclusion for today's session. We still have 2 minutes. I just want to pause here. If any of you sitting in the audience would have I probably just go for one question or comment to make after hearing what we share on the stage and after hearing all the presentations. Anyone who would like to just say a few words. Now we have 2 minutes, so let's take that opportunity. If any of you would like to summarize and your thoughts and ideas. Maybe Luis or Knitting, you would want to say just a couple of words, hearing what we just said.
Oh, thank you, Tim. It was really wonderful hearing from all of you the use of potential of the use of digital technology in advancing industrial solutions and bringing it to the masses. So it's really nice to hear that. And I'm really amazed with the work that Gree is doing here in Brazil. Actually, the work of Alibaba, of course, on cloud technologies and making cloud platforms more energy efficient. And I'm also happy that we'll be launching our digital platform tomorrow at the UNFCCC Pavilion with Tencent and Jesse. Looking forward to that event tomorrow. So with that, I'll stop. Maybe Luis for the final words here.
Well, for me, one comment, listening to Gree, fantastic, because, really deploying locally your technology, you are helping people, you are helping the country, the economy of the country. You are a good case study that should be followed by many other companies. Well, with Tencent, we have a very strong cooperation, and you'll be amazed with what we'll be showing tomorrow. I think the platform that we are building together will be a fantastic backbone to drive climate action. And I'm thankful to Nitin and for the opportunity that we have with the Global Innovation Hub. When we started 2 years ago, many thought that this would never come to life because of the huge engagement and the investment that is needed to develop this platform. But this will be probably the most impactful project that you'll be seeing in the upcoming future in the context of climate as we connect with governments and with the policy process as well. And finally, Alibaba is a great company. I'm sure that you'll join Jesse because we are a great organization as well.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you very much. And before I thank every one of you, because we kept mentioning about tomorrow's launch event, I just want to give you some information. And if you're interested, you're welcome to come to me and get more information. But tomorrow at UNFCCC Pavilion, between 4 to 5 in the afternoon, we have the official launch of UN Solution Hub that Knitting's department and also Jesse and Tencent were jointly initiating this launch, and you're welcome to actually join us as well. Well, thank you all for being with us and giving us all the attention, and we'd love to have continue this conversation. And then it's a great start of Jesse's program in this room with everyone around us. Thank you.